Hi everyone. So it's March and it's currently inked. Yay. So I'm going to show you all the pens I've inked for March or that I'm planning to use in March or have started using. And of course, it being March, St. Patrick's Day, yada, yada, yada. We are looking at green pens and green inks for the most part. I just went with that theme because I'm that girl. So let's start. Turn my thing here. So first up is the Benu, and this is the Euphoria, sorry, Buck on the Rocks. And she is mainly sort of silvery, but if you look closely, you will see some other colors, some blues, some turquoise, some gold. But the reason why I chose this pen is it's already inked with my Jacques Herbin Metropolitan. Yes, I do love saying it like that. Green ink, and this is probably my favorite green ink. It's a not too dark, medium to dark green. It's really quite lovely. And so, yeah, I love using it. And let's do, I'm just going to do this time. I'm not going to do the whole ink pad. And you'll find out why later in the month. So I'm just doing that. And this is Benu. And you can ignore that splotch. Benu, Euphoria, Vodka on the Rocks. And this is a fine nib. And we have Jacques Herbin Metropolitan. And it's a lovely, like I said, medium to dark green ink. My Benu does not fit on the little shelf, which is designed to put your pen on. So some of my other pens fit on there, but unfortunately not my Benu. That's okay. But there we go. And I've already talked about that pen specifically. I got it for Christmas, and it was one of the first pens that I really, really wanted and had on my wish list. And I am grateful that I was able to get it. Then next on the list, I have my new pen, which is the Vazir Claro Spring, which is a teal and yellow pen, so not quite green. And the ink in here is a teal ink, and it is the Graf von Faber. I've already forgotten what it's called. Deep sea green? Yes. What am I doing? So it is a teal ink to go with a teal pen. So teal is, you know, somewhere between blue and green. And this dries up much lighter than it goes down. So this is the Vazir Claro Spring. And this is also a fine. And this is Graf von Faber Deep Sea green. Yes. I don't know why I can never remember what that's called. And this one is a teal with green in it. So less on the blue side, I think. And it's really nice color. It does dry up a little bit lighter usually. Oh, can you see that? I can't really see the actual camera, so that's 2 down. And then the next I have is my Twsbi. I know a lot of people say Eco. I always want to say Echo. It's ECO. There's no H in it for Echo, but it should be Eco. I always say Echo. I don't know. What do you say? And this one is has got a stub nib on it, which I really love. They sometimes call it italic nib or calligraphy nib, I think. And the ink, I don't know if you can see, is a green ink. And this is the Dominant Industry Tsavorite, and it's Svavorite, and it's a type of mineral. Yeah. So, or gemstone. Is it a gemstone or a mineral? I don't remember. I have to look it up. And I will put some down. And it is a lighter green, as you can see, a brighter green to the Jacques Herbin. Twsbi, Eco. Oh, and the pen itself, the colorway, is kind of like a marbled green, is called Amazonite, which is also a gemstone mineral type of rock. Dominant Industry Tsavorite. I actually kind of feel like I'm rushing through these. That's okay. Shorter videos are totally fine. Right, and next up, I have my Lamy All-Star in tourmaline. Now, I don't know about you, but when I see pictures, sorry, it's got some tape or paste on it. I don't know where that came from. When I see this online, pictures of this, it looks like turquoise. But when you see it in reality, it is definitely on the teal side, the green teal. You might want to call this blue-green something. It is not turquoise. So I don't know what that is about. It's a lovely color though, and I do like it. And this one I have inked with the sample that I got at the London Pen Show. This is the Endless Pens Alchemy fountain pen inks, and these were little samples. And the one I've used is Mystic Forest, which is a lovely dark green, and this has a medium nib. I know what's going on. A medium nib, a stub nib. Oh, I forgot to write the nibs down, or the last one. This is a 1.1 stub. But yeah, I don't know. Well, I have a fine nib on my Lamy Fiery from February. I haven't de-inked or cleaned this pen yet, so I decided, since I had a 1.9 on this for a long time, for a shimmer ink, I decided to remove that. And I had a loose medium nib for Lamy's, so I put that on it. Yeah, so let's see how I get on. Oh, it's probably still a little wet, so that's why there's now green water everywhere. That is not great, but we'll deal with that in a sec. Right, this is, so you see how different that is to the Jacques Herbin. I'll show you in a second. So this is Lamy All-Star, and what did I say this was? Tourmaline. Tourmaline, and it is a medium nib, and the ink is the Alchemy Mystic Forest. Yeah. So I guess the cap hadn't, I did clean it yesterday and let it dry, but I guess it wasn't quite as dry as I thought it was. But this is, so this is a slightly, I don't know how to describe it. It's brighter, not as bright as this. So the Tsavorite is the brightest green I think I own at the moment. Then we go into the Metropolitan, which is a bit darker. And then the Mystic Forest is even darker, and it's starting to get more grayish. Maybe it's got more yellow in it. I'm not really sure what you would call that. That's definitely more what I would consider like a grass green, or a, I guess it's called Mystic Forest, so like evergreen, dark leaves and trees that have dark green on them. But I can definitely see the yellow in it. I don't know if you can see that in comparison to the Metropolitan, which is leaning more to the blue spectrum, I want to say. Not sure. There we go. My sport pen this month, my Kaweco Sport, is the Frosted Blueberry. This is a pen that a friend gave to me very generously. It has a medium nib, but it is a mystery ink. It has a blue vial, but it's not blue. It's actually a kind of green or tealish ink. And they don't remember what what it was. So that's fine. I'll just leave it as it is. Yeah, it's a teal. So this is a Kaweco Sport. And this is Frosted Blueberry. Is this a medium? I feel like it's bigger, it might be a broad, but I can't see. Maybe if I hold it up and I look at the film later, I can put a put some text and say what it is. Frosted Blueberry, and it is a mystery ink. Yeah, I feel like this is a broad, because that's the Lamy medium, and this is way fatter. But this is definitely a kind of teal. But yeah, it's a nice ink, not bad ink. It's a different teal to the Graf von Faber, which is good. We don't want to have the exact same colors since we're going with a green theme. So there she is. And lastly, my emergency pens. I always have a pen around that I can just grab, and that is my Pilot Kakuno Madoromi. Right, I'll put it put it there. And this is a light blue, and it has the Pilot cartridges, and these are the Iroshizuko, and it is Tsuki-yo, and this is also a kind of teal, more blue teal, I think. But yeah, it's good to have. I don't have tons of green ink. I mean, I have a few, but I really want to get some different variations, some other variations of green eventually. I meant to get the Laban Poseidon. It's never at the pen show. Nobody has it like on the people who sell inks. So I still need a sample of it to try to see if it's different to my dominant industry. And there's some other kind of more olivey green inks I want to try. I was almost tempted to buy online pens, the brand. They have a green ink called green tea, and it's supposed to smell like green tea. I've wanted to try a scented ink, but I haven't yet. So I didn't know if the green was going to be different to the greens I have, but I thought adding a scented ink would be kind of cool. But yeah, this is what I have for now. Anyway, so this is definitely more of a blue teal when you put it down. So this is the Pilot Kakuno. I forget how to spell it. Madoromi. Light blue. And this is a fine nib. And this is the Pilot. I've already... terrible at spelling. Iroshizuko. And this is Tsuki-yo. It's kind of, my handwriting goes all really funky when I'm holding something to read and writing it out. Yeah, and those are my pens. Here they are. One last look. Forget what order I had them in. This is the order I had them in, because I was trying to separate out the colors a little bit. So that is them. Lay them against their inks. See how well that looks. Obviously the tourmaline, the Lamy, and the Alchemy are the ones that are, I mean, I usually like to match my ink to my pen, so they are like very different to each other in terms of colors. And then the two kind of blue teals at the bottom. So hopefully you can see that. Yeah, so that's my currently inked for March. Bit of a short one, but I hope you guys have an excellent rest of your week. Bye.